good morning, good day to everyone. I'm here to discuss about my code. Here you will see that I imported the important libraries that is needed for the calculator to be made. And for example, the Java X.3 for the GUI, AWT, Java.awt for the action listeners, action events. Here, so here in this public class calculator, we will implement action listener so that when we will add action listeners on the latter part of it, you will see that you will if you just type this, it will be it will be acknowledged. It will be known. It will be learned already by the by the method that it is that there is already an action listener that is existing there. Then after that, here we made a new method calculator. Then after that, here are the here are the variables. I declared the variables. I declared its formats, and I also declared some text fields and labels. I made a text field named TF, if you like there, and label. I named also the JLabel. Then here you can see that the buttons, JButtons but 0, the new JButton 0, which means that it will output a new button, JButton 0. But it will not output that unless you make it if you set its positionings on the X and Y axis and so on and so forth. Then here I imported some colors that is not included in the Java library. Whereas there are only about 13 colors in the default library, so I just made new colors. Here are the RGB levels of every color that is here it is dirty white, the color of it, and the other one orangey, yellow, gray, dark gray, etc., etc. Here I declared the height and width of every button because almost all of the buttons are the same. It will just differ in some button for it to be symmetrical to the other buttons. Then after that, the calculator method. Under it, there are some subclasses. The this is the parent method, the children method. Then after the children method are prepared per GUI, add components and add action input. Then in prepare GUI, here you can see that the frame I formatted I started to configure the frame. So here you can see that in this image icon, which means that the icon of the calculator, let's run it first. There. You can see that the icon of the calculator is not just Java. I made it to look like just like a calculator. Here you can see it. So you can see it also. Then after that, I set the title to calculator here, calculator. Then the size of this GUI, so the size of this frame is 417 by 595 pixels. Then content pane, I set the layout to null for the border not to be present in this. And then I set the background of this frame into color Baki, which the color in Baki is blue green, teal, about teal. Yes. Then it's not resizable, so I set it to false. Then set location relative to null. I didn't relate its location to something. Then set visible. It's visible. Yes, true. Then the close operation when we touch this when we touch X, it will exit on close like that. See the icon just exited. Then you can see that after that there is a new method which is add components. In the add components, you can see that I set the locations of the labels, the text fields, and the buttons, the J buttons. Here you can see that I set the label. Here, this is the label. Set the label to be on the uppermost part, and to accommodate all of the all of the all of the width of the width of the frame. Then after that, I set its color into blue green, just like the background, and then the foreground or the text into dirty white. Here you see dirty white. Then after that, I set its font to Arial, so it's clean, it's neat, and it's nice. Then after that, I set its alignment into right, so that it is leaning to the right. But for it not to be almost leaning into the end of the frame, I make I made empty borders that doesn't contain anything, but it just made space. It made 10 pixels of space on the side of that for it not to be so close to the sides. And then after that, the text field. In the text field, you can also see that I set it to I set the position of it just under the label. Then after that, you can see that I set its background into dark mint, which is not the color of the background for it to be distinguished as it is the text field. Then I set also its foreground or that the color of the text into dirty white. Then I set the border to null just like the label. Then I also set some empty border for it to be not leaning to the right, not super leaning to the right. Then yun. Then I added clear button, which is this. See, this clear button will delete all of this, all of the all of the elements that is inside of text field and label. Then after that, you can see that I made clear button. I set it into this position, x and y axis. Then I set its width and height. It's already given the width and height. I set it already. Then after that, you can see that I set also the font. It's almost all of the font are the same. It's the same. I mean, it's all Arial and usually it's plain and 50. 50 is the font size. Then after that, I set the background the border into null so that the background and the border does not appear because I don't want borders aesthetically. Then after that, you can see that I just repeated the processes I made in the clear bot in square root button. I just the only difference that is obvious to this is location. Is the location. It's just that the location in the background color, which is dirty white. Then then you will see that square root divide button, but 7 but 8 but 9 times button multiplication button minus button. It's all just the same code. Then here you can see that we are already in the add action input method whereas there is a action listener there where you can see that I added action listener. The action listener added is this, which means that the action listener implemented all throughout the class is the one that I used there for it to be just like for all of this the same action listener is used. Then here you can see that I said action listener to clear. That is if I press clear, then the clear button will clear all of the text, all of the numbers that is there in the text field or the label. Then after that, there is this method where is the action performed, where is this is where all the action events will be commanded, will be operated into something that will result into the answers here. I override it for it to be for it not to for it not to be overlapped by other methods that is already used in the main class. Then here I set the object source to be the source that is to be the source that is to be the listened source from the touch button. Then here you can see that if source is equals to clear button, which means that if I press the clear button, you will see that all the label and the text field will be set into nothing, which means that there will be no text or anything in there. Then else if source is if I if the source press delete, then if source press delete button, the it will the calculator will get the length of the of the characters in the text field. Then if length is greater than 0, then there will be a string builder neg that will be made for for the strings of the letters of the numbers in the text field to be detected. Then it will then the outermost or the last number that is pressed will be deleted if you press it delete if you press delete. Then after that there will be there is the button 0. Yeah, here you can see button 0, the button 0. If I press button 0, if I press button 0, then it will be equal to 0, just like how it is 0. If I press it if I press it multiple times, if there is already a 0 in there, it will just return nothing. Then after that, just like 1, 2, 3, it is just like what happens in all of the buttons, in all of the number buttons. You will see that the outputted number is what you pressed. If you press 1, the output will be 1. If you press 0, the output will be 0. Then after that, you see here that there is a positive negative button. Here I set a positive negative button for my calculator. Then you will see I set a string named well to get the text from the to get the to get the characters, the strings from the text field. So here the I set it to be I set another I set the variable number to be valued as double parse double, which will make the text field get text into the double format. Then after that, if number is greater than 0, then the set text the text the number will be converted into negative. Then if it is less than 0, then it will be converted to positive. Yeah. After that, eh, there will be the source add button. Then you can see this add button. There is another string. There is the string wave again that will get the text from the text field. Then the number that will that will convert the string into double. Then after that, the set text, the set, that the text field will be set into space, into nothing. Then the label add set text, and the label will be the text will be set into the number inputted here in the text field before, plus the operation button that is pressed. Example, plus, if it is multiplication, there. Then you can see that there is a calculation is equals to 1 here. This calculation will be tackled later. Then after that, the minus button here, you can see the minus button, the 6 minus 5, like that, and voila. The code will be just the same for all of this. The only thing that will be changed is the operations. The operations, the symbols of the operations that is used. Then after that, square root. Here I set it to be the number again, to set the text from the text field to be double. Then the square root. Then the double squared will be will get the mat square will get the square root of the number that is obtained from the text field. Then else, if if the source finally pressed the equate button, it will switch to the calculation. It is this calculations equals to 4. It is it signifies the cases that will be used in there. Here, if if the calculation is case 1, which is the addition, then the answer is equals to the number that will be the number that is obtained from the text field, then the number that you have, or that you recently just entered into the text field when the earlier number is present on the label. Then after that, if the I set it that if the double answer ends with point zero, the point zero will be cancelled. That means there will be no zero on the latter part of it. Then just like that, the set text and that text field will be set into the answer. So it will be the answer, just like that. If it is 1 plus 1, 1, right here, 1, the 1 is the number, and plus the double parse double tf get text is the 9. It's the 9. Then after that, this is the answer. This will be the answer. The label will be set into nothing again because the answer is already here. Then it will break. It will be the end of the case 1. Then case 2, it is just like the case 1, but the difference in here is it is subtraction. Subtraction, that's like 6 minus 3 equals to 3. Just like that. Just like what happened in the addition. I also replaced the ending of it to be just nothing, not point zero, because double formats usually tends to end with point zero. Just like that. Also the division, case 4, you can see 9 divided by 3 is equals to 3. And just like that. So that's it. That's my code. Here is my calculator. You can see it just right here. All of it is just working just right. That's all for today. God bless you. Thank you for watching.